Hello, welcome to this episode of Low Carb in the Leaves with me, Dr. Mary Barson from Real Life Medicine. I'm excited today. Not excited about still being in lockdown in Victoria, but excited because our podcast is coming out today that is a topic super close to my heart. The scales are not your king or queen. Also, the scales are a false idol. Today in our podcast, Lucy and I are discussing why allowing the scales, that little fairly imprecise dial, dictate your self-worth, dictate how you believe you are going with your healthy lifestyle change, allowing it to decide whether you are succeeding or failing is not a good idea. First of all, it's just so imprecise. All the scales can do, they're pretty dumb, bless them. They can only measure one metric, and that metric is weight. And your weight is made up of all of you. So my weight, sitting here right now, with my puppy being slightly annoying, is my bone and muscles. The water I just drank, the half the cup of coffee which I managed to drink before I forgot about it, my hair, my skin, all of my organs. It's everything within me, and it is not just my fat tissue. And if I was on a healthy lifestyle change, which I am on a healthy lifestyle change, with my healthy lifestyle, I want to continue to regulate my weight. I want to ensure that I want to continue to regulate my fat stores and make sure that my fat stores don't become too large. And if you are wanting to lose weight, really what you're wanting to do is to lose fat tissue or adipose tissue. The scales don't measure that specifically. They just measure everything. And I often find when people transition to a low carb diet that they actually can gain muscle and bone and strong tissues. Even hear stories about people's teeth improving and their gums getting better. Like all of this healthy healing that's going on weighs stuff like muscle and bone and skin and gum, and everything has weight. My puppy's chewing my shoe again. We're obviously not getting all that far with our training, but we'll get there. So it's a really imprecise measurement. And again, with low carb real food, because it's not calorie restriction, you might actually find that as you are losing body fat, you're gaining other body tissues, which is actually a really good thing. But the scales aren't going to pick that up. So if the scales dictate whether you are doing well or doing badly in your mind, then that is a potential problem. I have seen people be beyond devastated, like gutted, crushed, because the scales didn't show exactly what in their mind they thought it should show. Like, I'm being really good, I'm sticking to the green list, I'm doing everything that I should be losing 1 kilo a week, or I should be losing 2 kilos a week. And if they're not losing 1 to 2 kilos a week, they feel like they've failed. And it's horrible to watch. And it's especially horrible to watch because it's so unnecessary. The scales are a crappy idol. They are not worth it. Partly because they're an inaccurate measure of what's going on anyway. Partly because your weight is not an indicator of your self-worth. And also because we can't control the rate at which our bodies let go of fat. That's a myth. Certainly a low carb real food diet, when you've done it well, when you're doing it well and you're building your plate and you're focusing on your protein and your veggies and you're doing a good job with it, it will result in normalizing your metabolism, healing the metabolic derangement, allowing your body to start burning its own natural fat stores, allowing your body to start letting go of excess fat naturally. But we can't control how fast we can do that. That is a process that is hormonally and probably even neurologically controlled. So it will happen, but we don't have any kind of magical control over it. And the toxic diet industry's got a lot to answer for. You know, you feel that if calorie restriction programs weight loss programs traditionally have always been join our program and lose 12 kilos in 12 weeks, or we guarantee 4 kilos in 4 weeks, or whatever it is. And it is possible to do that with brutal calorie restriction, but it isn't sustainable because it happens at the expense of your metabolic rate, which is not a good thing. And we are not into calorie restriction as a long-term strategy in any way. A low-carb lifestyle is really different. You're not calorie restricting, you're healing your metabolism, and the rate of healing and the rate of fat loss is going to be different for everyone. So I invite you all just to examine your relationship with the scales. How do you feel about them? Do you feel okay? Can you weigh yourself once a week and just be, oh, that was interesting? Or are you preoccupied by the scales? And if you are preoccupied by the scales, then I'd invite you to put them away in the cupboard and use other metrics to assess how you're going, how your clothes feel, how you actually feel, what your energy levels, how are you sleeping, how's your stress management, what are your food choices like, what is your blood work doing? Way better metrics. So check out our podcast. Please go to our podcast. It's called Real Health and Weight Loss, and Lucy and I had a lot of fun with this one. It is a topic of which we are extremely passionate. All right, beautiful humans, have a wonderful day. See ya.